Teddy Bridgewater's been traded to the NFL's equivalent of Tibet, depending upon which day it is in the wintertime. It could be 70 one day and 6 feet of snow the next. What is this? This is the... Oh, what in the world? I was like, what's going on?
I didn't know either.
That was awesome. Teddy Bridgewater, now a member of the Denver Broncos. This was one of those, and I'm sure we had the conversation right after Sam Darnold was traded to the Panthers. This was an obvious destination. George Payton, GM of the Broncos, was in Minnesota when they drafted Teddy Bridgewater 7 years ago when they swooped back in to the bottom of the round. They love him there. They love him everywhere he's been.
Yeah, sure.
They don't love Drew Lock. They got him for a 6th-round pick, and they're only paying $4.5 million because the Panthers are paying $7 million to pick up the 6th-round pick and unload the $10 million they would have owed Teddy Bridgewater if they'd cut him. So win-win-win. Teddy's got a new team. Broncos got a new quarterback. Panthers have one less quarterback. And both teams are still in play for first-rounders at 8 and 9, respectively.
All right, I'm going to start there. I don't buy that. I mean, I don't buy that. I really don't. I mean, I know.
That's what they're trying to get you to think.
I know. They're trying to get, everybody's taking a quarterback in the draft. The whole draft is taking a quarterback. I mean, everybody, trade up. We're taking a quarterback. I mean, listen, if that's what they do, and they do take a quarterback tomorrow, I mean, yeah, that'll make no sense to me with either team, the Panthers or the Broncos. Just go, hey, let's just more assets to the quarterback position. Quarterback. I would think that they made this trade to now free themselves up officially to draft the player they think they need the most at number 9 with the Denver Broncos. But like Mike, you said it right. This is not a shocker. It's not. I think the money, you were on this all along. The money was the big problem with the Teddy Bridgewater situation. Guys, he's not going to be a definitive starter. He's going to have to battle it out with a Drew Lock. So they don't want to give him starting money and then have the guy that, might beat him out and be the starter, of course, making minimum wage or rookie minimum second round of the draft type money. And, of course, they know that Carolina wants to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater. But I think the points you made are real. Like, yeah, Bridgewater came from Minnesota, from where George Payton was. He understands what he's all about. And I think it also is like the perfect guy to go along with Drew Lock for Vic Fangio, if I'm in Vic Fangio's shoes, right? You got a guy in Drew Lock that we see talent. He could be something. But he also could be a guy that's careless and throws a lot of interceptions or like that. And then it's like, okay, if he does that, hey, we got Teddy Bridgewater, who knows how to play like the game through the defensive angle like he did in Minnesota with Zimmer and control the ball and don't turn it over. So from that standpoint, it makes a lot of sense for the Broncos.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Chris, I thought of something as you were being a little bit snarky about the expectation by some, including our own Peter King, that 5 quarterbacks will be drafted in the top 10. You've got 3 in your mock draft. Don't you
4.
have 3 in your mock draft?
I got
you
Trey
got
Lance. I got the Washington.
I was thinking of mine.
Right. I got Washington going to Carolina at pick 8 to take
That's right.
Trey Lance. Right.
Trey Lance.
Right.
You got 3. You got 4. You got 4. Peter's got 5. I got 3. I wonder how much, though, because clearly the Panthers could still go quarterback at 8.
Right.
And the Broncos could still go quarterback at 9. I wonder how much of rolling the dice on that quarterback that may be there, how much is about maybe we get a franchise guy that is the answer to the position for the next 15 years, and how much of it is if we don't take this guy and he ends up being a superstar, we're never going to hear the end of it. Like, how much of that go? It's got it. You got so many hours of build up to the draft, and all you got to do is look at Ryan Pace and the Chicago Bears and see what they have been hounded by for the last 4 years because they traded up a spot to get Mitch Trubisky. They took the lemon off the showroom floor and left the 2 high-performance vehicles on the lot. I think that's part of your motivation. We need a franchise quarterback. David Tepper, I'm telling you, backseat of his SUV, all or nothing on Amazon. Go find it. It was the season, obviously, with the Panthers. The league is set up for everyone to be 8 and 8.
Yeah.
But with a good coach, GM, and quarterback, that's how you skew it in your favor. You let that quarterback stay on the board and somebody else gets him, somebody from your division gets him, somebody you compete with gets him, and he ends up being great.
I know.
That makes it even worse, I think, than taking him and having him end up being a bust.
You could play that. You could play. There's two sides to that story, too, though. I could also go to David Tepper and the Broncos and go, look at the story of Sam Darnold. There you go. Maybe that's why you don't just take the quarterback to think, oh, I got to take him. He's the franchise and all of that, too. You could certainly, argue that side of the example to go along with it. You're right. It's a tough decision for the Denver Broncos and all that. I think what could be different, though, right, as you compare it to the Bears and all of that, this is take the quarterback or you don't take the quarterback, right? And I don't know if it'll be held against you, right? We don't talk about the 49ers passing up Patrick Mahomes very often. Right? Or a lot of
we have, though.
I know we have.
We talk about it more than most.
We do, right? Or the other teams that were in the draft that also passed them up. I mean, you know what I mean. I know you and
Jaguars.
I do, but it doesn't.
They had Blake Bortles.
Yeah, right.
Why do you want to upgrade from the 70th best quarterback in the NFL?
Hey, when you got him, you never look to upgrade. But that's where
email now.
That's what. I mean, to me, that's. You threw me off track there, but that's
no, but
go ahead.
I think what you're saying is it's better to not take a quarterback at all and
that's
pass
what I was
on
getting back to
the potential franchise guy. What made it worse for the Bears is
they picked the wrong guy.
They picked the wrong guy.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So really, if Lance and Fields are trickling down the board, if it goes Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones 1, 2, 3, and Fields and Lance are there at 8. You're the Panthers, and you take one of the two, and the other one ends up being much better. That's when you get yourself into a real jam.
Exactly. That's the jam you got to worry about, where you go, man, I hope we took the right one. I hope we didn't let the guy go that's going to be the superstar, and we're going to have egg in our face over all of this, 3 years from now, and everybody's going to be telling us all about that. But hey, I certainly can see that possibility of where Lance and Fields are on the board still, sitting there at number 8. And that's, to me, when the action starts, as far as, okay, yeah, there's the possibility of Carolina maybe drafting a quarterback, as silly as I think that is. But then it's also, I think, the time we look at to go, okay, do the New England Patriots come up to take a Trey Lance? Does Washington come up to take one of the two? Are the Bears going to think about making a move? I would say that's about the area where if they fall, you're going to start to see a lot of phone calls and actions about, their service. And I think especially Trey Lance. I think if Trey Lance falls to the bottom part of the top 10, I think there's going to be far greater action for him than over Justin Fields. I really do. I have some knowledge of that, but also I have my belief through my studies and things like that to go along with it.
The problem is with 32 teams in the league, it's impossible to know what they all think. And I can't recall a quarterback where there has been a more wildly diverging swing. You've got some people who think that Fields should go over Zach Wilson at 2, and then you've got others who think that this is a guy who could plummet all the way to the bottom of the round, as you do.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.